and fellow hoopers. Sorry it's been so long since I posted a hooping video. I know I've been spending a lot of time on my beauty channel, and I don't really have an excuse for it, except for my hooping has kind of been a little bit more, I've been more introverted about my hooping lately and kind of figuring things out for myself. As many of you know, I just finished Hoop Path Earthquaker that was last weekend actually, and it was incredible. I met a lot of awesome people. I even met some of you guys. You know who you are. Had a really great weekend, and like in most of my videos, I'm going to suggest going to Hoop Path, guys. I mean, literally changed my hooping for the good. I'm going to post some links down below. Hoop Path is at the end of June, and it's in North Carolina. And it's an incredible experience. I promise once you experience it, you'll never turn back. And I'm sure a lot of you are saying, oh, the money, the travel, like, do I really want to spend my time doing it? And it is worth every penny, guys. I promise you, and I'm not, disclaimer, I don't work for Hoop Path, even though I'm wearing a Hoop Path shirt. Don't look. I really don't. I'm just a really firm believer in the Hoop Path, and I'm not working for Hoop Path or Baxter. I just thoroughly believe in the way of the Hoop Path. So I hope you all can make it out, and if you do, I will be there so we can all say hey and hold each other and hoop with each other, and it will be great. So this video is going to be a little bit of a intro / Q&A. I'm going to be uploading a finger spin tutorial. I went through comments, commented a bunch of people back. I want to say that I love all of you so much, and it really feels good to go through those comments and see how many people feel inspired and, like, I don't know. I can't believe I'm inspiring that many people. It's pretty crazy, and it really means a lot. So I just want to let you know that I appreciate you, each and all of you as individuals, and I love you all very much. I went through all the comments for the past, like, 20 videos, I think, and I tally marked requests, and I tally marked questions and wrote them down, and I'm gonna do a quick Q&A, and then I'm gonna make this intro for my finger spin tutorial. If you want to request a tutorial, leave comments down below. You can send me a message, Facebook, Twitter. I'm all over the social media network. I'll post links down below, but just leave requests there and tag Audrey requests, and I will search that tag, and I will definitely consider each and every request because I want to give to you guys as much as I can. I have a few exciting projects coming up too as well, so keep in tuned via social media to find out what those are. And I also want to talk a little bit about my beauty channel. I've talked about it before, but I really love making those videos, and like I said, I started the channel for you guys because so many questions were that off topic of hooping and how I did my makeup, what I'm doing outside of hooping, what I wear, what I put on my body, what I don't put on my body. So I just wanted to make that to just kind of, you know, for you, for me, good time. So I'll post links below, and I would love if you subscribe to that channel and became part of that community. I don't know why I keep doing this. Okay, so I answered a lot of these questions in my progress video, but that was a while ago that I posted that, and it wasn't as high quality, so I just want to kind of dedicate this video to questions that I am frequently asked. That's why it's this video. I use a 28-inch hoop to do kind of fast, more whippy, off-the-body stuff. And I also use it on the body, but very rarely. If I want to do really fast breaks and paddles, I'll use my 28-inch. For general off-body / on-body, such as folding, stuff like that, I use a 32-inch hoop. And the 28-inch hoop, by the way, is the 3/4 diameter. It's a really small one. And then my 32-inch is the 1/2-inch Poly Pro. And for on-the-body core, just pure core, I use a 34-inch 1/2-inch Poly Pro. My favorite hoop that I use most often is probably my 28-inch, but recently I've been really moving more towards my 32-inch because I feel like I can really sustain on-the-body movements a lot easier. It really depends on what I want to focus on in my practice at that given time, and that depends on which hoop I use. But those are the three main hoops I use. My minis, I think they are 10-inch minis, I want to say. Yeah, I haven't been doing a lot of mini work, but I promise I'll upload a video eventually. Sorry. It really depends. For a while, a lot of you know, I was using bare hoops, no tape, just sanded, and I still love doing that, but recently I've been really into color, and I now have a gold and black hoop. And there's just something that's nice about color, and I've also been wanting to kind of weigh down my hoops a little bit, and tape does that. I'm very picky about tape though. I'm not a big tape fan. I don't like it when there's a bunch of colors. I like, if I do tape, it's one solid color with grip tape in the middle or gaffer's tape. So I was introduced to hula hooping by my friend Bailey, and she was learning from somebody in Kansas City, and she showed me, and she started showing me these tricks by her pool one day, and I had always loved hula hooping as a little girl. I was always winning the hula hooping contest, you know, doing the silly stuff like getting on my knee, oh that sounds wrong, you know, like sitting down or whatever and hula hooping around my neck and stuff. And I saw Bailey, oh god, we have some hers going everywhere. I saw Bailey doing it and was instantly drawn to it. It was like a first love, like seeing the most beautiful man I've ever seen in my life, and I just was instantly drawn to it. And I picked it up pretty quickly because of my previous knowledge of what hula hooping was. And ever since then, it's just kind of became a very big part of my life. I thoroughly love hooping. I love hooping. Some people like it, but I love it. Like, I live... If I don't hoop, I become very cranky, and hooping did save me. I'd like to kind of put that out there now on the table. I was incredibly depressed before I started hula hooping and kind of going down a very dark road, and when I started hula hooping, it really brought a new light out of me, and I switched up my path, and now I'm on a really good path, and I love it. I love it. Hooping saved me. It really did. So if you have not yet picked up the hoop and you're curious about it, I highly suggest it. This has been a very frequently asked question, and I am going on 3 years this spring, which is so weird, but it's true. I've officially kind of, like, yeah, I've been hooping for 3 years now. Doesn't seem like that long. I teach, yes, but I usually hold a free hoop jam on the Ringling College of Art and Design campus Wednesdays an hour before sunset. In Sarasota area where I am, Bonnie Brown from Outward Spiral, I'll link her down below as well, is kind of the primary teacher that I would suggest out here at least. I substitute for her sometimes, but if you are interested in getting a class from me, I do privates, groups, if I can pull enough people together. I don't plan out classes though. I kind of do more performing around the area, but if you're interested in getting a lesson from me, just comment down below or send me a message and we can talk about it. Primarily I do perform though. I have performed in a lot of different clubs. That's just kind of where my hooping career has led me, is to performance. On the topic of LED and fire, I know a lot of you probably have heard my tangents about LEDs and how when you start hooping, a lot of people want to get LEDs right away, and I don't suggest that, and I don't suggest it for fire either. I did not fire hoop until I was in my about 1.5 years of hooping, because with the hoop community, you know, there's only so many types of hoops that you can use, and fire and LED, fire and light, are kind of the two main ones, and I didn't want to do LED and fire, like, right when I started. I wanted to pan things out, you know, really make sure that I'm getting the most out of my experience with hooping. I got my first LED hoop, and it was after about 6 months of hooping, and I regretted getting it because it was a bad LED hoop. You know, when you're first starting out hooping, you don't know what sizes you want to stick with. You keep, you know, it's always in flux what size you want to use and what weight you want to use and what the diameter is going to be. So I highly suggest waiting until you know what size hoop you are going to use for a long period of time, and invest in a good hoop. For me, I wanted to wait until I knew my exact size that I was definitely going to use, save my money, and get a quality hoop. It lasts longer, quality-wise, and it lasts longer for what you want to use with it. Fire, I feel the same way. Fire, though, for me is very sacred. I was taught fire hooping by Bonnie Brown as well, and it was a very sacred moment. I remember it. It was beautiful, and I just think it's a really incredible experience, especially if you take it the right way. And as for that, I think that when you want to spin fire, you really need to learn fire safety. That is a huge, huge deal. So many people just fling around fire, smoke cigarettes, and don't, give two craps about it. But fire is a very sacred element, and it needs to be respected and treated in that manner. So please, 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 if you're fire hooping, learn your safety. Learn your safety. Know how to use an open flame with a hoop, and always just have someone around. Don't just do it. Be respectful. I was a little secluded for a while, not going to festivals, because I would look at reviews and a lot of them have gotten a little out of control and a little too ravey for me. And I'm cool with the rave scene. I like to go to raves and dance, chill out, whatever. But a lot of that's become a little too intense for me, and I kind of like to respect my circle, and I'm just very picky about where I kind of put my energy with the hooping. And so I went to Earth Dance. I love Hawk Fest in Florida. I am going to Hoop Path. As of Earth Dance, wasn't really up my alley, but to each his own. And I am definitely going to go to Burning Man, and I want to go to things like Electric Forest and stuff, but I don't think the vibe is really going to be for me, because I can't go to places that are super littered, and it's just not for this tree. But I would like to experience it, but I think it might be a little too intense. I get really overwhelmed at festivals sometimes, especially when the energy is a lot more different than what I'm used to at Hoop Path and stuff, which isn't really a festival, more of a retreat. It is a retreat, but you get what I'm saying, I hope. Moving forward, I am probably going to Lightning in a Bottle with my girl Christina. I'll also link her down below. She's an incredible hooper. If you have yet to experience her hooping, you need to do it. So I'll link her, as well as some other inspirations. And Christina has been someone that I've always, kind of watched and kind of had this sisterhood, this long-distance sisterhood with, and she's beautiful, great hooper. Of course, Baxter. Bonnie Brown has been an influence for me for my entire existence of being in Florida. Matthias, who is a very, very close friend of mine, great hooper. Brittain, Tiana, Nick. Love you, Nick. Nick Gazzardo, that is. I'm honestly inspired by everyone. I'm inspired by you guys. Everyone can get something from someone, so there's really not specific people that I look up to. It's just kind of the hoop community as a whole is an inspiration for me, so.
Right now is the best moment you ever known. Everything is perfect. Everything just fine. We keep it